Welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brad. In my hands is Traveling to Mars #1. Now, this is a comic that has been out for a bit. The third issue recently came out, and I decided to pick up the third issue because I was having such fun with the series, and I didn't feel like starting video reviews with the third issue, so I went back and got the first two as well. So we're going to do the first, we're going to do the second, and then catch up on the third. So what is Traveling to Mars about? So it is the story about the first person to go to Mars. It's written by the brilliant Mark Russell, who's a fantastic satirist. Stuff is just skewers our reality so well. The art is by Roberto Meli and colored by ChiaraDi Francia. Lettering is by Mattia, Gentili. So the question is, who's going to be the first person to go to Mars? The guy's name's Ron Livingston. So he's this great pilot, an astronaut, something like that. No, he works at a pet store. So why was this guy, Roy Livingston, chosen? And the answer is because he has terminal cancer, and since it's a one-way ticket, they decided to go with someone that they really, who would care. Like, the person wouldn't care, and maybe the people funding it wouldn't care. So Roy's joined in this mission. There's these two robots named Leopold and Albert. They're his companions during this trip, and they have a intelligence to go learn, and they're learning from a guy who basically is kind of a screw-up. So yeah, it's really, really funny. I mean, Russell does an amazing job of entertaining and also skewering, as I said before, everything that's out there, and he does that here in a fantastic way. He packs it in. Like, he really does pack it in. There's usually lots of laughs, both overt, subtle, like everything. But there's also, it's a really poignant story as well. Like, this is one that is about a guy who is kind of, I would say, wasted his life. Like, he definitely is not up to where he thought he would be. He, didn't have the greatest upbringing, like a jackass father. And he's kind of like being reflective on it, being like, if I'm going to die, like, what's going to be my legacy? And, is my life really worth anything? In this case, by going through this, the company that is paying for it, yes, it is a corporation that's paying for it, is going to give his mother, I think it is, like, tons of money. So what easily could be a very depressing aspect of the comic is mixed with a lot of humor and jokes that keeps that melancholy at bay, and it doesn't quite cross that line. The art, I think, is fantastic. There is a lot of jokes packed into the panels and the pages. It's great. It really is great. So, I mean, it's kind of a fascinating thing in that, it's Mark Russell doing Mark Russell, which is great satire, but also just, it's very kind of reflective and sad, and we give a guy who, we're presenting a guy who should be complete screw up, and, like, we have no kind of, like, sympathy for it, and get a lot of sympathy for him. Like, it's actually really impressive, I think, how much there is to that. So yeah, I mean, to me, Traveling to Mars isn't so much about the story of the first person to go to Mars. It isn't necessarily about skewering the corporation that's paying for it. It really is about this guy and reflecting on his life. It's funny. It really is funny. That might sound depressing when I set it up, but it really is a humorous comic. It does have a lot of laughs, but it's so much more than that. I mean, to me, and it's going to sound, it's not meant to sound like insulting to Russell this way, but there's almost a maturing of the writing in some ways. We saw some of this in his previous writing with some of the Hanna-Barbera stuff he did, and with Snagglepuss especially, is that he can do satire, but he can also do very touching stuff. This is, I think, even more touching than and humanizing than I think I've seen in his writing, and it's awesome to be able to balance that humor, the satire, and give us this, like, story about a person that we kind of start to care about is really, really impressive. Having read the second issue is fantastic as well, and I'm pumped about the third. We'll have reviews of all of those coming up. This is a series probably not on many people's radars, and it should be. It's really, really good. Blaze is actually doing some really solid stuff that's kind of flying under the radar. You can go check this out. It's been in shops for a bit. We got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code of how the comic shop is near you. No shop, no problem. We do have some links where you can purchase your own. There'll be affiliate links, so we do get a small percentage. By doing that, you'll support our site, so thank you. And just watching your videos support us, so thank you for that. If you're into comics, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, all Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.